Yo, what's up? Welcome back to On the Basement Studio. I'm your host, Triple B, and in this hardcore comic book review, we are again rocking out the continuation of Vampiverse right here. This is chapter number 4, so let's get right into the review. Bloodwing now is fighting a giant Vampirella in one of the other realities, and she is saying, "Go ahead, fight me. I want to see the power that I will receive once I kill you. And everyone that I kill brings me one step closer to Ascension, where I can meet the artist and kill the artist, and I can become the creator." And as she kills the giant Vampirella, a portal opens up, and she says, "What is this?" And as she gets sucked through the portal, it is the Chaos Lord servant and say, "Can you command us?" She says, "You can start by getting out of my way." This is the part of the evening where we fight to the death, and we got our Vampirella, Lilith, and Plague right there, and the book looking up and said, "That is not the Chaos Lord. It certainly is not." "Oh my god, it's her," Lilith says. And now Plague pulls out his gun and he starts blasting her. And Vampirella and the vamp jump towards her and say, "You will not hurt anybody else, monster." And Bloodwing says, "Oh wow, this reality has 2 Vampirellas. I must have hit the jackpot." And Vampirella says, "No, double the chances that we take you down, monster." And now Bloodwing says, "Do you know how foolish that sounds? Do you know how many sisters has fallen to my superior might? And you're about ready to find out." The book now senses what is going to be written next on the very next page, and he is not a fan about what is going to happen next. As the vamp picks up Plague and they jump towards Bloodwing, but Bloodwing has a big explosion and says, "The more Vampirellas I kill, the stronger that I will become, and soon enough I will be the very last Vampirella." Bloodwing says, "The fabric of reality and all of its threads will be mine to weave. But to make this all happen, I'm going to need something more, something to guide me, something to point the way. I need the book." And the book says, "Oh my god, perhaps it is time for us to leave this reality." And now Vampirella and the vamp are getting their bearings back. Bloodwing looks at the book and says, "Oh, you adorable thing, you have so much things to show me." And as she reaches out to grab the book, Plague shows up with his guns and starts blasting down Bloodwing. And he says, "I've been thinking a lot about my vampy, the one that you killed, and I want you to know how I feel about that." Plague now runs towards Bloodwing and says, "I'm going to tell you with a special gift. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and I'd like to pay you back for what you have done." And Bloodwing says, "What are you?" "It's a special grenade. Sometimes it's been saving for a memorable occasion. And I can't think of anything more memorable than blowing your sorry ass to hell. And I hope this hurts a lot." And Bloodwing blows up from the giant grenade from Plague, and all 3 Vampirellas just look at him, say, "Oh, Plague, what did you do?" As they go over to him, he is slowly dying, and he's asking, "Did I get her? Did I get her?" They said, "Yes, you did get her." And he says, "Now I can go back to my reality, to my vampy," as he dies. As they walk over to Bloodwing, all burnt up, they said, "Is she dead?" "I think she is, but it came with a cost of us losing one of our own." And now the book says, "I hate to be that person, but I need to find the missing pages still. Even if Bloodwing's dead, I need to know what happens next." And now as the portal opens up and they're walking to it, they say, "Even with Bloodwing dead, we still need to complete the Book of Prophecies." And the book walks over to Plague and touches him and says, "Now your story is complete." And then all of a sudden, Bloodwing is alive and comes up and grabs the book and pushes the 3 Vampirellas through the portal. And as they go tumbling through the portal, the book is left with Bloodwing, and she says, I have a god to slay and a reality to reshape. First thing, little one, you're going to tell me where the artist is. And now as the vamp and Vampirella look around, they're like, where is Lilith? Lilith, are you all right? And as she's crying, leaning up against a tree, Lilith says, no, I am not all right. I seen my family get murdered in front of my own eyes, and now I just saw my friend get killed. How much longer is this gonna last? And Vampirella says, there, it's okay, child. She says, no, what's gonna happen when you die? I don't want to be alone. And Vampirella says, if it helps you out, that I've been dead once, but it didn't stick. And all of a sudden you hearing rumbling in the forest. They're like in the savage land. And the vamp says, do you guys hear that? And Lilith says, oh my god, it never stops. When all of a sudden a giant T-Rex comes flying through the forest, and you have another Vampirella flying in the air after it. As they're all trying to run away to get away from this T-Rex, there is two Vampirellas in this reality. There's a futuristic one that's flying through the air with a helmet on, and there's a cave woman Vampirella. As they are fighting, the futuristic Vampirella says she needs to die. She is going to be the killer of our reality. And our Vampirella says, no, she's not, and you will do no such thing. As they get blasted on, the two of the futuristic Vampirella and the cave woman starts to fight head on. They say, I will put you out of your misery. As Vampirella yells, stop that, leave her alone right now, and you put down that gun. Whatever your issues are with this reality's Vampirella, we have bigger problems to deal with. Perhaps you care to tell me what this is all about, and why are you trying to kill our Stone Age counterpart? And the Futurilla Vampirella looks at them and says, as a member of the Reality Corps, my purpose is to patrol time and space, searching for and eliminating any possible threat to the fabric. On my rounds, I encountered several potential dangerous flaws in some of the threads, which could very well affect the entire fabric. The threat is called Bloodwing, and if allowed to exist, could cause an unraveling of all realities. To protect the fabric, I must follow the threats and the mental potential evolutions, traveling backwards to their conception, with the attempt to destroy Bloodwing before it has a chance to grow. And now the vamp looks at her and says, I don't think killing our primitive friend is the answer we need. We need all the Vampirillas that we can get. And now Lilith says, and maybe joining us is enough to keep her from becoming Bloodwing, maybe. And our Vampirella says, either way, we still need to deal with the existing Bloodwing before she uses the book to alter all realities. And now Bloodwing's on another reality, killing a Vampirella, as she looks at the book and says, so the cosmic Vampirella ripped out all these pages and hid them in tricky places so I couldn't find them, but when I do, that will lead me to where the artist is at. And the book says, well, yes. And she says, well, I can fill the pages too when they are near, because you are going to help me. But the book says, but I don't want to. And now all of our Vampirillas are inside of a cave next to a campfire. We got our Vampirella, Lilith, the Vamp, Futuristic Vampirella, and Cave Woman Vampirella, as they're all discussing how can they get out of this predicament that they're in. They say if they could find the artist, that they can protect it. They can protect God, but they don't know how to get there, as the Cave Woman Vampirella leads them down a tunnel with a bunch of hieroglyphs that is carved into the rock. And as they all look around, they said, oh my god, this is a map. She must have read the book, and she's writing down the map on the walls from memory. And they say, oh, and now we can find the reality god. And then Futuristic Vampirella says, there's only one problem. I don't have my ship. when I came to this reality, I crashed, and the chaos monsters, they took my ship. And now Vampirella looks at him and says, well, I guess it's time that we get that ship back. End of chapter 4. Man, that was actually a wild ride. Issue number 4, man, it brings the story all the way up to a halt, and we only have 2 more chapters left. Dude, can they find the artist before Bloodwing does? Because if Bloodwing does, he's gonna take over. She is gonna take over everything. The thread of time of books. No, man, this book is really about the artist is the person actually writing these comic books, and that's why you have so many different Vampirellas. So it's kind of mega like that. But man, here we go with chapter 5 coming out next. All right, man. All right, dude, you made it to the end of the video, and I just want to announce right now, if you put hashtag BBB Hardcore Comics in the comment section below, you will be entered in for a CGC 9.8 giveaway. But you had to stay to watch the end of the video to know that. And hit the like button and subscribe, because next week we're going to have chapter 5, and the following after that, we're going to have the conclusion of Vampiverse. Plus, I've been doing some other Vampirella reviews that are going to be coming out shortly, and plus the unboxing videos. So remember, hashtag BBB Hardcore Comics. You guys keep it hardcore. Laters!